So what's up, Vintage Gamers? I thought we'd talk about GameStop just for a few minutes today. The Xbox Pass was announced yesterday. I'm not an Xbox user, but from what I understand, you could download selected Xbox One games as well as a lot of backwards compatible Xbox games for a monthly subscription fee. And this really affects the used game market, and that is GameStop's bread and butter. Could have sworn my cat was there. Anyway, so that is really GameStop's bread and butter, and their stock is taking a tumble. It's down about 8%. Well, yesterday it was down about 8% after this was announced, and the analysts and the whatnot that watch the retail sector of the stock market, they are predicting doom and gloom for GameStop. This has been said before. EA has a similar subscription thing. The Wii Store on Nintendo, I mean, you can download a lot of old games there. So I don't know that this is necessarily the end, but when I went back and looked at GameStop's stock price, the financial sector is something I do pay a lot of attention to in my professional life, which is not VintageGamer.com, unfortunately. But when I go back and look at their stock price, GameStop retail is not something I normally pay a lot of attention to. But going back and looking, a little over 3 years ago, November of 2013 was its most recent high. And that was at a little over $56 a share, which is interesting because right now it's trading at, let's get it up to the moment, right now it's trading at $24.65 a share. So it's been more than cut in half in the last 3 years, and it's just kind of a steady downward trend. So what does this mean for GameStop? Is it game over for GameStop? That is what some are predicting. I think we are witnessing. GameStop is not going to close tomorrow, so I wouldn't go bananas over that. Would I buy GameStop stock? Absolutely not. Who is texting me right in the middle of a video? It's not important. Sorry to interrupt like that, but I wouldn't run out and buy GameStop stock tomorrow or the next day or the next day. If I had it, I would probably sell it at this point. I don't think they're going to be closing their stores tomorrow. Now, as a commercial real estate investor, as a commercial landlord, that is what I do in my real life. Would I want GameStop as a tenant? If I owned a strip center, would I want GameStop as a tenant? Probably not. If I had a vacancy, would I lease to them? Yes. Would I sign a 20-year lease and expect them to make good on that? No, I wouldn't. Unless they seriously come up with some sort of very creative and inventive way to alter their business model, they are on the clock. I don't think they go out of business tomorrow. Are they done in 5 years? Maybe. If you go into a GameStop, I was just in one for the first time in about a year, a couple days ago, and I noticed there's a lot more collectibles and non-software items in the store, non-video game items. We all know they make the majority of their money not with new games but with used games. And there's a lot of fishy stuff going on there. Employees are saying, no, we don't have it new and you have to buy it used, when that's not really true. There's plenty of videos about that on YouTube. So, and then you get badgered about signing up for the subscription and stuff. So, I mean, I think they've done a couple of things wrong. They've irritated/alienated their customer base, and then the market has just changed and they have failed to adapt to that. I don't know what becomes of GameStop. I really don't. They bought up all their competition back in the 90s and early 2000s, Electronic Boutique, Software, etc., Funko Land, and they just kind of became the one and only big fish in that sector. And I don't know. I don't know that they survive. I don't think they can compete with Amazon and Walmart and all that. Interestingly, though, here in New Mexico, where I live, there's a local chain. They have they're in the malls, and I think they have some regular, strip center locations, stuff like that. But it's called We Know Games. You're welcome to check them out online, although they don't buy and sell online, to my knowledge. I find myself going there. I hadn't been in a GameStop in about a year, but I do frequent We Know Games anytime I'm at the mall. And that, I thought about that a little bit. What gets me into We Know Games, I mean, I can go buy a new game at Walmart or any other retailer, no problem. What gets me in the door to We Know Games is the NES. They sell NES games. They sell Atari. They sell old school Sega. That's what gets me in the door. And if I'm there and there's a new title that's recently come out that, oh yeah, I kind of want that for the PS4 or whatever, I think maybe that is where GameStop screwed up. They stopped carrying. If you go back, early 2000s, they used to have tons of NES games in GameStop, and that's honestly what got me into GameStop when I was collecting for the NES. Talking to people that have worked at GameStop, apparently they did pretty well with those. The decision was made to move out the NES stuff just to make more floor space for accessories and the collectibles and new video games and stuff like that. So I think maybe that was one of their big errors. When I think about just my personal shopping habits, and I'm 36, so maybe you younger guys it's totally different. But if I go to this We Know Game store I was telling you guys about, I'm in there to look through their NES and their Genesis games and stuff like that. And also what's very cool is they always have a couple old school arcade machines set up right by the door. They have a Street Fighter 2 machine or a Mortal Kombat or Frogger, something like that. So that gets me in the door. And then I'll look through the PS4 stuff. So I think when we reflect on what was GameStop's big error, what was their misstep, I think maybe it's getting rid of the old games. I do believe that brings a significant portion of their customer base into the store. And I have no need or desire to go to GameStop to purchase new games. I can do that very easily at Target or Walmart or wherever. I think that will prove to be their demise, certainly significantly contribute to their demise, which is very interesting. Even after here we are 30 years later, and apparently the NES software is still relevant, and then of course the SNES and the Genesis. Isn't that interesting? So I just wanted to share my thoughts on that with you guys, and that's about it. We should have a new review up tomorrow. Right now the schedule is reviews on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I want to try to make that a 5-day-a-week thing, but for right now I could definitely commit to Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So if you could do me a solid and give me a like and subscribe, I'd appreciate it. Take care, guys. Sit, Dick, sit. Good cat.